up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we're down here, honey, to talk about Married to Medicine. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let the diva know you stopped by. Overall, the episode was pretty good. Heavenly, they start off where they left off. Heavenly said, y'all set that shit up, you and dumbass Toya. She said she feels betrayed and hurt. Now, this is the word on the street. The word on the street is that Contessa never brought this up to Heavenly and waited for the cameras to come up to confront her. That's what Heavenly is mad about. Is why did you wait to do this? That's what she said. She said it when they like went out of the room. Contessa went upstairs. She's taking off her wig and everything. She's getting changed. Everybody's still downstairs, which I thought was a little weird, but she goes upstairs. Quad said this was not effective. Contessa said she didn't say sorry. She took zero responsibility. Quad said, well, when you're ambushed, you're going to flee. But we didn't even get to ask her why. We didn't even get to get remorse out of her. Heavenly gets a call from Jackie. Jackie calls her and tells her, where are you? She says, I'm outside, but I'm not coming back in. Simone said people are offended. She's talking to Quad, and then people are offended. She continues to drag us. Heavenly says she needs to be mad. Why is she mad at me and not her husband? He was the one running around showing his phone, the women that he was talking to. And that's the thing. That's another thing. And that's why I said last night on Twitter, women who have no plans on leaving their partner are going to get mad at everybody else but them. Because if they get mad at them, then they have to follow through with it, and they don't plan on leaving. That's one of the reasons when women find out their boyfriend or husband or partner is cheating, that they go after the woman, because they're not leaving. They have no plans in leaving. So instead of going after him, holding him accountable, and possibly ending whatever it is that's happening, you'd rather just go to the woman, blame her, because you don't have any plans on leaving. Same with Contessa. That's why she's mad at Heavenly, quote unquote mad at Heavenly, because Heavenly it's easier to get mad at Heavenly. The value lies in Scott, not Heavenly. The value doesn't lie in their relationship. The value lies in her marriage with Scott. And some married people would say that's where it should lie. But you don't. What are you getting mad at me for? Okay, well, I'm saying it online. I'm not saying anything. A lot of people said they've gone back and watched them, and they're like, Heavenly really kind of tiptoed around the thing. She was kind of really, not that bad in the things that she said to Contessa. But again, it's a scapegoat. Heavenly, it's an easy scapegoat to say she took zero responsibility. Girl, the problem is you could have had this conversation when the cameras were down and you waited 5 months. So it's a setup. It's a setup. You're using Heavenly. You're using Heavenly as a storyline. This issue. A lot of people think that Scott told Contessa to straighten it out, and that's what she's doing for her man. She's going to make sure she's going to make Heavenly accountable. Heavenly says she loves Contessa. I did not expect that from her. I expected it more so from them other two bitches. Talking about Toya and Simone. Quad is yelling, and Simone are yelling back and forth, let me talk, let me talk, let me talk. She said, you can't tell me shit. You got the brunt of that. You thought that she was talking shit about you when she posted that emoji under your profile, or the laughing emoji, where she said it looked like it was saying that you stink. She's like, I thought you were trying to say that I stink. And she said, so you can't tell me that you don't have a problem with the way that Heavenly talks, because you went off on her last year. So you showed your hand, so you can do all that hollering. She's like, I went off on her. I told her off. We didn't had our, conversation. I mean, we saw last year when they was hollering at, was that Anila's house? Whose house were they at? And they was hollering, going back and forth, Quad and Heavenly. We can both go off. We can both go off on her. We've both gone off on her, and that's what Toya was like. They're saying the same thing. You guys are saying the same exact thing. Quad agrees. Quad agrees, but it's not to the point where she doesn't want to be the woman's friend. But she said after she heard that she was sleeping with married men, the next time you say something to insult me, we're gonna have to forego the friendship. I said, I know that, and I'm talking to you, Heavenly. I'm talking to you, Heavenly. We're gonna have to forego. I said, come on, forego. Quad in them voices, honey. Simone said, it's America. I get to choose who I fuck with. I said, I know, that's why I love Simone. I love Simone. I love this show because people have an idea and a perception on how medical professionals are supposed to act. Any kind of professional, lawyers. I love when they get a show together where they're having professionals and they're showing their human side, whatever it is. But this one with the doctors, and you get somebody like Simone who doesn't give a F-U-C-K. And I love it. I love it because she's so down to earth. Heavenly says, I'm the one that needs some space. Jackie says, I don't think that Heavenly is going to be able to accept what the critique is right now because it happened so long ago. So Heavenly is the type of person where whatever she's done, you need to tell her right away. You cannot wait 5 months for the cameras to come up and then confront her, Contessa. See, Contessa is manipulating us right now, right? Her and her husband. Oh, there's something about Scott. I don't know, Mr. Metcalf. I don't know. I don't know about Scott and Contessa because I feel like they want us to play along with their delusion. We know, and then like when they showed that clip of them like kissing, I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They're trying to leave. Toya and Simone are trying to leave, and I thought it was funny when Toya was like, "Bitch, it would be that we're at Heavenly's intervention and she's blocking us from leaving." She couldn't unlock her door. She was trying to unlock her door. Y'all rely too much on technology to do things that you could just do with your fucking hand. Y'all better figure out what to do with the hand part. Because if you can't figure out electronically how to get into your shit, don't you think you should figure out the way how to do it the manual way? It's just a suggestion. I know you got to have the latest and the greatest and the shiniest. But remember the analog way. Don't get so wrapped up in the digital way that you forget the analog way. Heavenly sitting up there trying to unlock her doors with her fucking phone. Bitch, if you don't get the fucking key out or whatever magnetic strip you have or whatever touch tone keypad or whatever, I can't get out. Girl, what if you was trying to get away from somebody? I don't know how to unlock my door. Girl, what? Mm-mm. You better get another way to get in. To me, that was a sign. Like, you need another way to get in because I don't know how to unlock my door. I'm trying to unlock my door, girl. Okay. Did you hear Contessa tell Jackie, you were right about Heavenly? You were right about her. You were right about her. She kept saying she was so mad. She was mad. She was mad. Jackie went up to check on her. It doesn't bother me because you're not going to tell me nothing about my husband. Exactly. You can't tell people nothing about their husbands. That's why people stay out of people's business until they come and need support. Because you're not going to tell nothing about their man. It don't matter if he was walking through the world's busiest airport holding hands with a side bitch as you sit as the city's most successful, most popular in the community, a medical professional, catching babies and doing other things for women. You're not going to tell her about her husband. She's going to build a house and set him up in there too. So, say what you want. Same with Daddy. You're not going to tell Heavenly nothing about her husband. So I don't care what he said. Did you see at the Halloween party when Jackie was turning her head around talking about she looking for where's Curtis? Heavenly said he left with that woman. And you set yourself up for that. See, it's not, you're not gonna, I don't understand. Like you're not gonna publicly humiliate me and then me stay with you and then other bitches is making jokes. I don't give a fuck. It's not gonna be. You're not gonna be able to make a joke. You're not gonna be able to make a joke. You're not gonna be able to make a joke. Ain't no jokes. Not and especially because you didn't stay with the nigga. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Quad says, why is Heavenly treating her friends like enemies? And then Quad said it wasn't about getting through to Heavenly. It was about getting Heavenly, right? It was about getting her back for what she does. It was ineffective. It was very hurtful. And because she got reckless with me, I'm going to get reckless with her. She's basically giving me the green light to get reckless. I would really, Toya, I mean, not Toya. Heavenly always says like Contessa can fight. I wouldn't want to fight Contessa. She seemed like she can fight. But I don't think with the mouth, I don't think you want to go with Heavenly. I don't. You'll want to fight her. She's that girl. Her mouth is just like that. Like Marlo. Like I said, I don't know if it's Florida, Miami, whatever. St. Petersburg, I don't know what it is, a Florida thing. But I don't think you want to go toe to toe. Verbally, with insults and roast and then knowing how your little marriage is set up already, I would leave Heavenly alone if I was Contessa. You might be able to beat her ass, but on the verbal, what's going on? They're having a little thing across the street. Oh, how cute. Okay, anyway. Toya and Simone, you hear the music? Toya and Simone. She's at Simone's office. She tries to play a joke on her and the damn nurse. She's so nervous because the cameras are there. Her front desk person, she messes up the damn joke. She was trying to tell her that she only could bring her coffee when she brought her green tea or whatever. She said she doesn't know how much those coffees cost. She don't even know how much they cost, honey. But she need to pay her back for the coffees. She said Heavenly, because Heavenly said I was broke. No. It was Simone who called you your raggedy broke ass while you slapping hands. It was her, the girl that you just gave the coffee to. Heavenly calls you broke too, but they've all been calling you broke. That's why Jay-Z got so uptight at that Halloween party. She said when Anila got there, she changed the energy. Yeah, because Anila wasn't on board with none of the shit y'all was trying to do. Anila said, absolutely not. I don't think that this is the right thing to do. I don't. And Anila was right. You don't ambush somebody like that. You just don't. It's not what you do. She says, are they enabling her or are they scared of her? And they're kissing her ass. I don't think it's any of that. I don't think they're enabling her. I don't think they are scared of her. I don't think they're kissing her ass. I think they accept Heavenly for who she is. And that's the thing. You accept people for who they are. And if they're not vibing with you, you don't match their energy. If there's no harmony in what happens when you two come together, then it's not a relationship you should be in. What are you holding on to something, trying to get someone else to change so you can feel comfortable around them? If Heavenly wants to run her mouth on the YouTube every day after the episode and you don't like it, you don't need to be her friend. You don't need to ask her to change. She's not going to change. And that's what I said, Quad, Anila, and Anila's like, I thought they were just jokes. I'm not, it's not a big deal for me. Quad said it's not a big deal for her, but she doesn't like the married man comment. She said, Heavenly and I have already had our conflict or whatever. We've already had our blow ups. We've already said that. Quad said if she says something, if she insults her again, she's not going to be friends with her. So I feel like what Quad is asking is the way that Contessa should have asked. But you waited. You wanted to get back at her. You wanted to embarrass her. Because even Anila, when she was talking to Heavenly, she was like, were you embarrassed or whatever? She was like, because you were laughing. Girl, I said she was embarrassed. I think she was embarrassed because when it's so funny because on Twitter, like every now and again, one of y'all will post like a clip as like a response to something, And when I see myself, I get like embarrassed. Like I'm like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Like it's just embarrassing to see yourself. And especially if you talking shit. Most of the times, most of the times I'm talking shit. But when you guys post, it's like short little things that I say, little, I don't know, little phrases that I say. And when I see that on the timeline, like, and not even tagging me, just using a response as a meme with my voice, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. It's embarrassing for me. But it's also flattering, a little flattering too, because it's like something I said is being used as a response to something. So I thought it was actually kind of cool. But it is embarrassing to see yourself. So I felt like Heavenly was laughing because she was embarrassed. Um, Toya calls Anila an idiot. Girl. Let's see. And so she says her and her daddy, what? Oh, she says that's why they talk. That's what Toya was saying. That's why Heavenly talks so much about her, everybody else's relationship, because it deflects from people talking about her and Damon. She said, Toya said she went home and she washed her hair, washed off all the negativity. She says because in a vulnerable moment, she was laughing. It just felt like, like she wanted to get that negative energy off of her. Anila and Heavenly are off to the side having a conversation. And hold on. They're going to lunch. This man is outside talking. I hate when people do that. I just don't know. Just talking all loud. Like, I don't understand why I need to hear your entire conversation. Why is that? I feel like people do that for attention. It's like, shut your goddamn mouth. Can you speak? I know you're outside, but can you speak to the person on the phone and not to me? I don't need to know what's happening in your conversation. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand when people do that. Anila and Heavenly go to lunch. She asked her, was she laughing because she was nervous? She said, I expected it from Toya. I did not expect it from Contessa at all. I didn't expect you to ambush me with some bitches that don't like me. And she says, she shares with Anila that Eugene said at a party that Toya was the worst mistake in his life. And the way she told Anila, like, see, bitch. Saying that, see what she's doing, what Heavenly did by saying that on camera like that, she's getting back at Toya. That's why she did it. That's why she adjusted her seat. She was kind of proud of herself. That's why she adjusted her seat like that. Yeah, because she told her some tea on camera. And then Neela was like, what? She was like, yeah, I feel bad for Toya because she's miserable and Simone is just petty or whatever else. And then Anila was trying to make it clear to Heavenly that Quad had her back. She was like, I just letting you know that Quad really had your back, even though she was mad about what you said about her being with married men, but she really had your back in the situation. She was telling them that they were wrong. And I don't know why Heavenly told Anila, if you keep saying that, that's going to cause another problem. But I think Anila was trying to get her to understand that she's mad about something that you said about her, but she had your back in the situation because right is right and wrong is wrong, right? I don't like what she says about me on YouTube, but what y'all did right here was not the way to do things. And that's how Anila was trying to make, Heavenly understand. And Heavenly was like, if you keep talking about it, if you keep talking about it, we gonna have a problem. I was like, what? Why are you gonna have a problem with Anila? I didn't get it. Anyway. So she says, she said they said somebody's name, that somebody is going around telling people that Quad is sleeping with married men. And they said the name. They bleeped it out twice. Heavenly said it, and then Anila said it. I was like, ooh. Anyways, they get to Contessa. They talk about the business and how it was so, has been beneficial for them to open their own practice. It's nothing like being able to walk into your own shit. Your name is on the side of the building. There's nothing like it. Scott wasn't on board with it at first. And it's like, to me, I feel like that, to me, when you guys are looking for men who want to be leaders and they don't have any foresight, you're headed down a path to nowhere. If Contessa allowed Scott to lead, right, in the traditional sense of the word and make decisions, they probably wouldn't have this practice right now. It's Contessa's foresight. And leaders, I feel like a quality of a great leader is to have foresight, is to see the bigger picture and to see, okay, it might be a struggle first, but after a year, we're going to be good. Contessa had the foresight, not Scott. Scott wasn't on board with it at first. I don't like Scott. I don't like Scott. And Contessa, I just don't like how Contessa is going about this thing with Heavenly. I feel like it's made up. I feel like there's no reason for her to be that mad, especially with, I don't know, especially with the information. Like, she's reviewing the show. What do you not? You want her to skip over your scenes? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, if I was Contessa, I wouldn't want my friend to talk about me on their podcast or whatever, their platform. But when you go back and listen to Heavenly, it wasn't that bad. But who are we to say what's bad to Contessa, right? I feel like Contessa is using Heavenly as a scapegoat. That's why I'm like, girl, because it's like, and then because you waited, so it's like, are you really mad? Because how come you waited for 5 months to tell me? First of all, this video is old as fuck. After it premiered or whatever, when she streamed it, why you didn't call her after? Why you didn't text her like, bitch, once you get off that live, you give me a fucking call, bitch, because I got some shit to say to you about some shit I heard you say about me on your fucking live, bitch. And straighten it out. But I guess you wanted to wait till the camera's up. Anyways, Contessa says the business is doing good. Scott wasn't on board at first. Scott said she needs me. Bitch, I'm opening up a fucking practice for both of us. What do you mean I need you, bitch? I don't know. Y'all. Anyways, she sees this man called Roger Garner. I guess he's a NFL. He used to play for the NFL. He has an injury. He has some head injury, some short-term memory loss. She says you don't want to get long-term memory loss and have any neurological problems. So you entertained us for so many years. Now it's time for us to take care of you. I don't even know why people sign up to run their bodies into other people. Like, what? What? That's fun? Slamming your bodies into another person? Is that fun for y'all? I guess, girl. Anila was tending to her children and her daughter was snapping pictures. I was like, girl, what? Anila had on a full face of makeup. I don't know what time it was. I guess she was going to do her blogging. But the kids are fussy. Her son is crying and fussy. They're sitting down eating it looked like taquitos and macaroni and cheese. I was like, oh my God, I know they miss Mrs. Gomez. I know they miss her. She left so abruptly though. Like, I was hoping that we could get a storyline of her trying to find a new nanny. That, I think that would be like part of her story is what it takes to her interviewing process or whatever. I thought that would be, maybe that's going to be part of it. But she calls her mom and she was like, how did you do this with kids? Were we good? And she was like, no, y'all are not good. She said, and I did it on my own. I didn't have any help. And she didn't even mention her dad. She said, I didn't have any help. I did that all on my own. She said, I feel like me and my mom are different, where she lived to have her children. She lived for her children. That's what she wanted to do. I'm not that woman. I'm a different. That's why you need help. That's why you need help. That's why you need help. That's why she had help. She said it was like losing their grandmother when Mrs. Gomez left. I know that little boy misses her pinto beans. He's like, we're eating taquitos and macaroni and cheese. Girl, what kind of combination is this? What the fuck? Halloween night. So Heavenly and Damon are getting ready. She doesn't like to tell Damon things that are happening with the women because he really doesn't care about that petty stuff. She says that Contessa had a whole breakdown. I thought it was cute when she gave him a kiss and left her lips on his face. Hey, buddy. Remember, Mariah tried to make it seem um, like it was something wrong with Dr. Damon calling Heavenly Buddy. That's her nickname. And I think they call the other kids, I think the other kid is named Buddy. Like, I think that's just a family nickname. I think it's so cute. When he ran into that bathroom, Heavenly was like, "Don't come in here." I guess she was telling the cameras, "Don't come in here. I don't have no clothes on." He was like, "What?" He started to take his big jean wearing ass to the back. Look at all these crows. He took his ass to the back. He talking about what you doing, buddy? What's going on back here, girl? He tells her, "You're the leader of the group. Well, you got to say things that show respect to people. You got to respect people, even though you don't want to be." She is, I believe, she is a leader of the girl. Her and Jackie. I do. I believe her and Jackie. I mean, Jackie is kind of like I'm the most established, the most astute. I'm giving the advice. I make sure the girls act right and behave themselves. Da 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 da. But a lot of the stories and stuff are centered around the relationship that Heavenly is having, especially this season. Because last season we talked about Toya and Contessa, but this season it's like their issue is with Heavenly. I don't know how long they're going to draw this out throughout the season, but I don't think anyone else has any conflict. All the conflict is with Heavenly. So I don't know if you're the leader of this group, but you do have to say things that respect people, or expect people to act a certain way. And that's what, that's the saying. You can do something to somebody, but you don't have a right to say or police how they respond. You don't. They're responding to something. So you just can't say anything to people. We get to the Halloween party. Simone is a rich black woman. Shout out to Rodney the Voice. And then Toya and Eugene are Beyonce and Jay-Z. Contessa was out of town studying for a test. Scott blew her spot up. He told somebody. He came as a doctor, right? So creative. No foresight, no creativity. What is your purpose? Girl, anyways. That's what Contessa probably be complaining to Heavenly about. He's boring. What, you don't have no fucking creativity? Did he come as a doctor? Girl, I can't take it. Anyway, the Sanjas come as movers. Toya, the Harrises, the movers for the Harrises. Baby, they came in that U-Haul van and was honking the horn. Everybody came running out. Toya, Quad was like, called Toya and Eugene specifically. Toya didn't like it. Eugene did not like it. Eugene was mad. Toya was like, I can't believe you thinking about us that much. I thought it was funny. It reminded me of when Greg and Nene came as the roach and the exterminator, because Kim had said that they had seen roaches in her house. Remember when Brielle was in the back taking pictures of the water bugs? So they tried to say that Nene had bugs in her house or whatever. So Nene and Greg came dressed as an exterminator and a roach. And that was Cynthia's idea. Cynthia said, "Thank you very much. That's my idea." That's what it reminded me of. So they're making fun of how much Toya and Eugene moved. Toya and Eugene have moved 4 times since we've known them. And you would think that she was flipping, but bitch, you ain't flipping shit for $1 million. That's chump change. You sold your house just because you made a $1 million investment. And imagine if you just got $1 million, where would you be in 4 years, 5 years? Where would the equity be on a house? Toya, I don't know what the deal is with the buying the houses and selling them, but you ain't if you're a flipper, you ain't flipping shit for $1 million. Not flipping, but selling your stuff for $1 million. Buying a house and then selling it. Once you make a little measly million, $1 million is nothing. Nothing. It really is nothing. It isn't. Depending on your lifestyle, I guess that changes your perspective, but a certain lifestyle, $1 million ain't shit. You can run through $1 million in maybe 4 months, 5 months, depending on what your expenses are. Car notes, school, clothes, whatever. How many cars do they have? right? Your rent, now you got rent. So that $1 million is gone. Like that it doesn't even make sense for her to be like, we made $1 million. And it's Toya just irks me because it's just I feel like I'm just looking at a woman who's just like living beyond her means, a woman who does not, that's a problem that they be having with her. It's just like, there's no problem with being a stay-at-home mom. It's the fact that you're living beyond your means. That's what's crazy. And nobody's working. The only money that you're bringing in, I don't know what Toya has going on. I don't follow her. But from my perspective, the only money she's bringing in is Married to Medicine. So whatever. Dr. Karen says that they need a fragile label put on them. And then Anila was like, it's a joke, girl. It's a joke. It's a joke, girl. The husbands, are you mad at me? My husband is upset about it. And she told Toya, we're not friends. We're not friends. So girl, lighten up. I'm making a joke about you moving. You moved and then you come back and move down the street from me. Girl, shut up. You're trying to keep up with somebody. We don't know. Eugene tells Karen it wasn't funny to him. I know our wives weren't in a good place, but I thought we was in a good place. Why would you make a joke, against me? That's another layer on top of it. You moving like that, you're embarrassed. That's why you're upset, because you're embarrassed. Because why can't y'all stay in the house for 4 years or 5 years? What that? I'm sorry. It's strange for somebody to put their biblical scriptures on the foundation. This is my forever home, and then you turn around and sell it, and then say it was because you got $1 million profit. That is suspicious to me. The women have their things, but usually the guys, we stay on an even playing field. I don't really like what you did or whatever. Kieran said it seems like the only person bringing drama is Eugene. He told Eugene, what did he tell? Oh, that was later. Wait, let me get to that part. He says, well, y'all moving all the time. And he said, everybody moves. Everybody fucking moves, right? Quad said Jay and Beyonce are on the run tour because Eugene wanted to leave. He was ready to go. So he gets Toya. They act like they're getting ready to leave. Heavenly pulls Quad over to the side and tells her, I was wrong about what I said about you, fucking with a married man. I apologize for that. And then they showed 3 days ago, they were like, well, who is the woman Heavenly in her confessional talking about? I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. What's the next question? What's the next question? I don't know nothing about it, girl. She basically looked in the camera and said, this is to you, Heavenly. If you say anything else insulting about me, we are going to have to forego our friendship. So Heavenly got the message. Now, if she says something else about Quad, you better stick to your guns and drop that bitch. That's all you can do. The men are at the axe throwing place where you throw the axes into the wood or whatever. Scott doesn't know what an IPA beer is. What are your interests, Scott? What do you like to do? Anyways, Eugene says it was offensive. They were laughing because he had that wig on. He said, I know I was looking crazy with that wig on. He says, but Kieran comes up while they were talking about him. Kieran comes up. They were like, we were just talking about you. Kieran shakes everybody's hand. He even shakes Eugene's hand. Eugene tells him, I don't appreciate being the butt of the joke. Why were we the butt of the joke? I was offended by that. And he says, I'm sorry, but I still think it was funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious. Toya, you caught where your movers. What was Anila saying? Anila was yelling at her. Because, girl, we're not friends. We just part of a cast together. Because you showed your ass last season. You brought me on and then showed your ass as soon as I got on. Calling me an idiot. Calling me crazy. Talking to me crazy. Y'all remember how Toya was talking to her crazy? I guess she felt like she finally found somebody that was lower on the caste level as she was. So she was gonna talk to Anila like she was some dumbass. Anila said, "Bitch, we're not friends. I'm cool, and I'm gonna make a joke about you moving all the time, ho." I won't say the joke. I'll be the dullest motherfucker in here. Oh, I ain't gonna be no more motherfuckers, bitch. I wasn't calling you a motherfucker. I guess you could say he called Gene a motherfucker. But if you want me to be born like y'all asses, like Scott, I could be like Scott. Kieran got more personality. He been on the thing for 2 seasons. He has more personality. I don't know who the fuck Scott Metcalf is. I'm done with Scott. They don't rip their draws with me, the Metcalfs. I'm done with them. I'm through. I'm through. Like my grandmother says, I'm through. I'm through with it. I'm through. I'm through with it. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.